Hey, how's it going? It's Devin with Devin's Card House. I make daily TCG videos, except not recently, because I've missed out on a few. I've not been feeling well, so I had to take a couple days off. The weekend off, and then yesterday I just couldn't get on. I just wasn't feeling exhausted. So today I'm getting back into it, getting back in the groove, and we have a more serious topic to go over today. So I'm not going to be as goofy as I usually am, and I also just kind of feel like shit. So I just kind of want to go over what I found looking into this subject. So yesterday when I was on the Twitter, I noticed a tweet from this dude, Lee McLeod, nice, or Lecleod, whatever the fuck his name is. So the tweet goes like this: WotC is recommissioning every piece of art by Seb Mckinnon for Arena KTK. So Cons of Tarkir, they're remastering or they're putting it out on Arena. WotC terminated their business relationship with Seb, whose art was incredibly popular because of his political beliefs, which are bad. So to call people out is good, and should be encouraged. So basically, celebrating the fact that WotC has terminated their relationship with Seb Mckinnon. If you don't know, he is, I believe, the best artist currently with Wizards of the Coast. His art is incredible. It's fascinating. It has a dark, mystic, kind of fantasy element to it that's kind of abstract. It's not like your regular, like some of the art for Magic is not good, and it's a lot of it looks like very CG and not done very well. Sebs is really art. And when you see it, you don't really, it symbolizes what's going on and not necessarily like depicts the actual thing, like you'll have cards like Cathartic Reunion, and it's, Chandra and her mother hugging or something like that. It'll be like and I'll put some of his art up, but it kind of like brings out your imagination and your feeling of like it evokes your thought. It makes you feel, which is like what art should do. So Seb is a wonderful artist, and so if you don't know this, all the kind of the controversy surrounding Seb, which reading the Twitter feed was very discouraging. It's just kind of sad. Like a lot of it's just very sad with them. A lot of people basically saying he's evil, and then even some people, I think, getting him confused with other MTG artists and saying he sexually assaulted people. Like, I think people just throw whatever the fuck they want to out, and they don't really think about what they're saying or anything like that, not realizing that there's another person on the other end of this, like a real human being. So saying some heinous shit and with no consequence or whatever, and that's just the internet, we all know that. So but it's just depressing. It's sad, So this all stems from an Instagram post that he made, and I'll put it up here, but I'm going to read it through real quick. But he put this. Okay, so yesterday I traveled to Ottawa with my family to support the Trucker Freedom Convoy. The media and politicians are trying to paint this as anti-vax and white supremacist. Don't fall for it, and don't be like them. This is vile and insulting to the good people there, unvaxxed and vaxxed alike, from all races and walks of life, taking a stand for the following. So these are the things that he is saying he is there for, that he is telling us why he's doing what he's doing. So first is freedom of choice and bodily sovereignty. Informed medical consent, no coercion. A world without QR code passes. So when he first posted this, it just said QR codes. And I think when this came out in like 2022, and I remember first off, I was like, well, this guy's, WotC's going to ban the fuck out of him. He's gone, is what I thought. And then also I was like, what's wrong with QR codes? I mean, I don't think they're that bad, but I guess he edited it. And so now it's a world without QR code passes. I think what he means is vaccine passports. So like there was some talk going around that people would need to be verified with their vaccination status in order to travel around or whatever. So he doesn't want that in the world. Okay, and then no mandates, tools of segregation, discrimination, and the end of lockdowns and restrictions, which are damaging to mental health and lives of all, from the elderly to the youngest child. And then goes on to say, if you don't stand for the above, ask yourself why. For those who hold these principles dear, especially if you're Canadian, I encourage you to take a stand as well at this moment of history. After yesterday, I am compelled to speak out and voice what is going on in this country. It's not right. What's going on in this country is not right. I choose love over fear, and for the first time in a long time, I feel hope. So, first off, for this statement, I got to say that this is definitely a brave thing to do for Seb to do. And whether you agree or disagree or how you feel about all this stuff, and, on this channel, I don't really want to get political, but I guess like sometimes it, like politics just stems, and some people politics is everything to the people. It's not to me, and definitely not to me, and they can't let that go. So it's kind of, it's a weird topic to be getting into, and it's something that I'm not like, I can't tell you for sure this is what this is, but I'm going to give you my feelings and my thoughts. So even if you don't agree or you don't know, however you feel about the statement here, it is a brave, I would say, statement to make, or the other way you could put it is dumb or idiotic. But I choose to think of it as brave, and I only say this because I believe Seb had to have known when making this statement that he was going to ruffle some feathers, was going to piss some people off, but I feel that he felt that this was an important thing and something that he had to stand up and talk about, and that takes you got to be brave to do that. Sometimes to stand up and say something that is going to get you a lot of flack, but you believe it to be right. It takes courage, and it takes some strength to do that. And even though you might not agree with this, his statement here, you have to at least give him that he knew that people on Twitter and people in, Wizards of the Coast and that he could be losing business partners, he could be losing friendships, he could be losing all sorts of things by putting this out. But it meant a lot to him to get out and say this. So I got to say that that's it's cool to know somebody is brave enough to stand up, even if you completely disagree with him. I think it is cool that he has the courage to do that, and they're all in all of our lives. You should have a moment, and people say, I'm not saying this is a religious thing or politics and religion. What am I talking about? But there are all moments when we get calls in our lives where we're like, I have to stand up. I have to say something about this. This is not right, and I have to do something. And so I think Seb did that here, and I encourage that. Even if sometimes you can do it and you're wrong. Sometimes you could do it and it's for the wrong reasons. And when you get older and you look back, you're like, man, I made a mistake. And here's where I think a lot of this gets shitty, and this comes from kind of the people online. And I believe it comes from a complete misunderstanding or a flawed view of the paradox of tolerability, or of tolerance. The paradox of tolerance, the tolerance paradox. If you don't know, this is basically the thought that if you tolerate everything, if you're tolerable of everyone and everyone's opinions, you will eventually be tolerant of intolerance, and you will be bringing upon you and upon the people around you, people with bad intentions and people who, are not good, evil people, basically, and people with racist, bigoted, whatever thoughts. And you're tolerating them. You're putting their beliefs into the realm of thought, and so in some way, you are encouraging them to be evil. And I believe that a lot of this comes from this, because when I read his thoughts here, freedom of choice and bodily sovereignty, informed medical consent, no coercion, a world without QR code passes, no band-aids, tools of segregation or discrimination, and an end of lockdowns and restrictions. I mean, these are complicated issues. It's complicated. It's very complicated. And when I hear that, I don't think evil, but I believe that with people, when they're using this, I would say almost a fallacy at this point of, we have to be intolerant to intolerance. We can't tolerate intolerance, and I believe people take it to the next step, which the next step is that we can't tolerate anything outside of our realm, anything that barely strays, anything we disagreement is a gateway to evil, is a gateway. And I'm using evil, insert all the isms here when I say evil, because that's what people are saying. They're trying to get across to you that these people are evil. They're evil, and there's there's no, we can't tolerate them, because if we tolerate them, it leads to evil. So I believe that they're not able to discern from true evil thoughts and things that lead to them, and then also just having those thoughts out there, they believe is a gateway to intolerance, which I believe it's absolutely a fucked up way to view the world and to view people. Because what you're saying here is you're not giving him the benefit of the doubt. You're not taking his words, his goodwill. And it's hard for me to look at that and be like, I mean, what about that is evil? Like, you might be like, I mean, there is a thought to me where if, like, in a certain circumstance, maybe that we would need a mandated vaccine. What if there was something like airborne Ebola, zombie AIDS that was just murdering the fuck out of everybody, and there was just no, like, I believe that there is, like, it's hard to say, like, never, no, there's never, I mean, and I am more of the persuasion that, you have to take everything in a case by case. And I totally think it's okay for people to not feel that they want to have an authoritarian or authority figure mandate that they do something like this to them. So I don't see anything here that's too heinous. But people fucking ran with this. And they basically, and if you even look at the thread today, just like basically calling him a Nazi, basically some people accusing him of sexual assault, which has nothing to do with any of this. Like, I just think it's so sad that we are in a horror. We're in this. You're with us or against us. There's no in between, and it just sucks. So, for my thought here, I was very happy that when this first came out, that Wizards of the Coast decided to keep their head down, and I mean, you have to give awesome. You have to say you did well. They are like, I have made the criticism of Wizards of the Coast in the past that, like, we need an adult in the room, because it seems like this company is ran by children, and not just that. It seems like a lot of the children, like the people screaming and screeching on Twitter, often get their way, and it was so nice to not get that notice after Seb came out with this, which is coming out with this knowing that he was going to get blasted, that Wizard didn't just immediately be like, well, fuck this guy, he's out. They didn't do that, which was nice. And I was like, this is great. So, but then I saw this tweet today, and I was like, okay, well, maybe they've gone back on it, but it didn't really make a lot of sense. Like, why do it now? Like, why wait? The trucker thing was almost 2 years ago. It was January 2022, and I only know this because I've just looked into it. And so here's what I found about, like, what's actually going on. So with the new Khans of Tarkir set, there's a card called Grim Harapex, and Seb did the original artwork on this. And it's kind of gruesome. It's a gruesome artwork. It's of a girl, like, opening some guy's brain, and you'll see it here. I'll put it over here. And they've updated it with this new artwork, and it's not done by Seb. It's done by Josta 2 Cameron. I don't know why he has the 2 there. Josta Cameron, and it's awesome. The new art looks great. But people took that and put it into this tweet, like this Lee McLeod. The Lee McLeod says that they recommissioned everything. And looking into it, it only took a very, very quickly to... so I found the new set, the Khans of Tarkir set, and I found Seb's cards from Khans of Tarkir, and they've only changed this card. Every other card that's in the set is still Seb's artwork. So they just changed this, and it's obvious because it's just gory. So that kind of, like, led me, because then I was also reading, like, some comments about what they were saying, that Seb hadn't really done any work since the trucker thing happened, and I noticed that that's true, because his last card that was new, it looks like, was Farewell, that came out in Kamigawa Neon Dynasty, and ever since then, Seb has not made a new card. But that being said, Seb's artwork has appeared in many reprints, and they have not stepped away from his art in like doing new Commander sets and things like that. So even with Ixalan, Lost Caverns of Ixalan, his art appears in there. His art's in Commander Masters. So it does look like they're around that time when all this stuff went down, that they. And it's crazy to me to not see something from Seb in, because that's what I was like, he should be in Wilds of Eldraine. Seb is a total like Wilds of Eldraine guy. He should be in there. So, but he's not. And so that I was like, oh, okay, well maybe there is something to this. But then, you know, and it could be just a thing where, you know, Wizards, and they're totally, they're allowed to not work with people they don't want to work with. But in this case, this is just a loss for Wizards of the Coast to not work with somebody over something as silly as this. They need an adult in the room to say that Seth's art, and if he's a good person, like, and I'm right here talking about him. I don't know the guy. Maybe, you know, he could be an evil asshole and I don't know it. But from everything I've found in my research, in the research I've done, I just don't see that. So I feel like Wizards is still, they're using his art, and so he did come out with a tweet just that came out just right before I made this video, and somebody asked him, are you still actively working for MTG? Curious if we'll see more art on paper. And then Seb says this, and this is from today. Not at the moment, but I'd love to do more in the future, once my film is done. I've been busy, I'll be busy for the next 2 years working on this, especially since I do all the music as well. So I think this is just kind of what happened here. I think it's easy to say that them not getting new art from Seb, it might have nothing to do with this. And he's definitely not canceled, because when Wizards cancel somebody or removes them from, they don't appear again. And they usually make a statement. I think it would be way more wise to, if they did do this again, to like just do it quietly, but you wouldn't see him again. So I just don't. So for this guy's tweet, Lee McLeod, it's wrong. It's false. It's bad. It's fake news, guys. Fake news from Lee McLeod on here. WotC is still obviously working with them. They haven't recommissioned all his artwork for the next set. This guy is just full of shit. So, and I saw everyone just talking about this like it's true, but it's not. So, and I guess, I don't know, Lee McLeod, I just, it makes me depressed and a little sad to like read that, and I only say that because it reminds me of myself, of kind of, you know, when I was younger, and I feel like I had some pieces of me that were missing. I had some, I felt a little empty inside, and I didn't know it at the time, you know? And I filled that hole that I had in myself to make me feel like I was a good person, and I felt that with like politics, and I felt that with demeaning other people and being like, they're the bad guy. And that was just looking back on it and how I treated other people and how I thought about other people. You know, I was the evil one. And wishing somebody loses a job, or you know, people have families. I don't know Seb's family situation, but only in the most drastic. I mean, you should never be wishing. If somebody really is like an evil piece of shit, of course, if someone's an asshole, fuck them. But you have to be able to discern that from like people just having a different opinion on very complicated issues. It's so crazy to me that people are just so easily to say, like, with this super complicated thing that you don't fucking stand, you know, like, that you just know everything, okay? Like, sometimes it's okay to be okay with people having a difference of opinion. And of course, if those differences of opinion are truly bigoted or truly hateful, if you have real hate, then you can't tolerate that. And the paradox of tolerance is true in those cases. But that's not here, guys. That's not what this is. And I would say to Lee McLeod, I'm not going to, he said, so to call out people is good and should be encouraged. Like, I'm not going to call you out for saying this dumb fake shit on the internet, because people do that all the time. I don't know, Lee McLeod could just be like, this could be a parody account or something that just got me. And if this is a parody account and I got, then you got me good. And I didn't. So congratulations to you if you got me. But if you're a real person and you really believe this, just from one person who was there at some point in his life, I just think that you really have to have some introspection and you have to have some thought. Like, why are you doing this? Are you doing this because you feel like it makes you a better person? Or do you feel like this is because like wishing ill on other people like that it's not good. It's not good for you. It's not good for others around you. It's not good for us as a society. We have to try to work together, understand each other, and even when we have some minor differences, that we have to be able to accept those and love the people around us who are different. Like, I know there's so many people think, I have some people I know who think I'm the fucking crazy conservative person, and then I have other people I know, family members and stuff, who think I'm the fucking crazy liberal. It just, like, it's funny, and I kind of enjoy that when I'm hanging out with the different groups of people, more conservative people or more liberal people, that they just think I'm the insane one on the other end, when I'm just like, I just feel like I just take every topic and try to form my opinion on that topic. I don't have a right or left or whatever, I think that's stupid. So, anyways, I hope you have that introspection, and I hope you kind of take a self-evaluation and be like, why am I doing this? Because that's not healthy. If you're a real person, if you're a troll, then you trolled you did a good job. If you're a troll, keep trolling, man. Good troll. Anyways, that's it for me. Kind of a serious talk. Kind of a little more, whatever. Anyways, so that's the news. Seb, if you're out there, man, awesome art. I'm so glad that you're not. Here's the deal: if Wizards does cancel you, like, who cares? Like, you're a super talented, amazing person, and your art's going to go well into sorcery or any other card, any other place would be happy to have you. So if Wizards makes that stupid decision to do something over something dumb like this, then you're going to be just fine. And I wholeheartedly believe that. So I'm not worried about Seb here at all. And also thanks to Wizards of the Coast for doing the right thing. And that's just keeping your fucking head down and ignore this bullshit and move on. Just make a game. Don't get involved. And you guys did the right thing here. And so for Wizards of the Coast, that's awesome. And for everybody else, like, I think this is the right outcome for now. If more information comes out in the future that he is canceled, or Seb has some crazy ass opinions that I didn't know about, then, my thoughts are always subject to change, but I'm just going off what I know here. So anyways, good job on Seb, good job on Watsy, bad job on Twitter. Double bad job on the people on Twitter, and a little more compassion, a little more love would do us all good. And also, don't tolerate hate. But real hate, guys. We have to use discernment about what that is, Okay, anyways, that's it for me. I hope you have a great day, and I will talk to you later, okay? And hopefully I'll be a little more not sick or whatever I feel right now. So anyways, you guys have a great day, and everyone, get over this. I'm gonna put my head in a better space and be happy, from this point on. So thank you. I'll talk to you later. Bye.